What the heck? Hello, guys. Hold on. Can you hear me? All right. So, okay, great. This is so random. So sorry that the camera looks horrible. I know. There's a glare. I am actually at the university. I'm teaching a class on. There's a weird noise. Oh, it's gone. Okay, great. Um, I am in one of the classrooms at this university that I'll be teaching at. Just one class, so I'm pretty excited about it, and I still want to create content on Unforgivable. I still want to create content on this page, obviously, and on this platform. One thing that happened last week is I did a podcast with someone, and I'm not going to say the person's name yet because I might bring them on to discuss this more. But good morning, Tammy. But we start talking about, they wanted to interview me on my background, my writing, my journey, heterodox thinking, etc., BLM, everything. Then we went into Christianity, and then we went into this notion of free will. And this person is a Black conservative atheist, and I am an independent Black Christian, who more or less I don't classify myself as a liberal, but I think just in life, I might be more liberal on some things. Perhaps. I don't know. I don't really think about it much. But we had a great discussion. He formerly was a Christian and now he's atheist. He doesn't believe in free will, and I do believe in free will, but I believe in free will rooted more in my Christianity. I think that we are given the freedom of choice and that the decisions that we make is our making. I don't think that we live in a society or a world where things are predestined. So, but he does. He thinks things are predestined. And I was bringing up certain situations in my life that because we're challenging each other in good faith, in a good way. But I was like, okay, so I used to be alcoholic. So was it predestined for me to be alcoholic and then change? Or did I make that decision to change? And he felt that there was something predestined in me to be able to defeat any obstacle in my life, no matter if it was alcoholism, no matter if it was other substance abuse issues, that I was going to defeat it anyways because I'm predestined for something. But I definitely pushed back on that, in that I think everything is a choice. I think I could have chosen to stay an alcoholic. And if I did, I honestly think I don't think I'd be alive right now, to be honest. But I chose a different path because I wanted to live. I didn't want to die. And so before I go further with that, because I want to get your guys' opinions on this, because I don't have that much time to stay on this live, but I'm brainstorming this idea because I want this to be something that I dive deep in. And on Twitter, if you follow me on Twitter, and my Twitter is at King Talissa, Talissa. And I did a poll last week, and I just asked, do you think free will exists? And I didn't have any backing on it or anything. I just said, do you believe in free will? So you can see, like, this was the poll. And there's 4 choices. There's definitely, I think so, I'm still debating, absolutely not, And the majority of people, 43% of people said definitely, 18% of people said I think so, 23% of people said I'm still debating whether it does exist or not, and 15% of people said absolutely not. And this was 300 votes. So not that many votes, but you know, a good pool. And so that's when I knew people were interested, because people were also putting in the comments, you know, I don't believe in free will because I believe in free will because. And the thing is there's a lot of people that don't believe in free will that um, I don't think it's necessarily rooted in faith. There's people that believe in free will that aren't Christians, and like myself, that are Christians and believe in free will. I did watch, or I did listen to Sam Harris, who I listened to him, and like I listened to everyone knows that famous Brett Weinstein line, that you know, I think of thinkers like spices on a rack. Might not, hey Steven, hello. Sorry, these are coming. I'm trying to say hi to everyone. But um I listened to Sam Harris, and of course I don't agree with everything he believes or thinks, but I do think he's incredibly smart. And it's funny because my friend asked me if I listen to him, and then I'm like, oh yeah, I listen to him sometimes. And they're like, oh, he's atheist. I'm like, yeah. They're like, oh yeah, I didn't know if you listened. I'm like, it don't matter if he's atheist. Like, the things I listen to has nothing to do with religion, the things that I listen to. But anyway, so this idea of free will, I know Sam Harris believes that it doesn't exist, that the illusion of free will exists, that we have this illusion that we're making choices, but the choices have already been made for us, and that everything's predestined. And my idea and my challenge on that is, if things are predestined, then what's the point? Like, what's the end goal? There has to be an end game to that, to for everything to perfectly fall in line in order to get to somewhere or something. It's predestined for an end point. What's the end point then? Like, what's the point of all of these miraculous things happening in life if there's no end goal? Like, that is where I'm confused on, with people that don't believe in free will. And it's not like I'm looking down on you, or it's not any, I'm really interested. That's why I wanted to do this live really quickly. And I want to actually I don't know if I want to do just one, you know, conversation with someone who doesn't believe in free will and then we just talk, or if I want to do a panel where, I get, again, like the CRT thing, I get 4 people and another 4 people and we talk. I think that it is complicated question, but for me, I 100% believe free will exists. So I'm curious. Do you guys think free will exists? I want to know yes or no, or maybe, or whatever you want to say. I'm interested, because it seems like people are talking about this more now, and I think this is a foundational level that we need to make a better understanding of how each of us operate. Because if each of us, because I never really put that in perspective when I talk about like other controversial issues, of this idea that not everyone believes free will is a thing. But then I am questioning, then why are people held accountable for their actions if they're predestined to do those things? Like, why are they made to take the fall for destiny, for fate? That more so leans itself that we make choices, and we can either make the choice, the right choice, the moral choice, or not. Um, and yeah, so I just wanted to know what you guys think. I think someone said, I don't think it's as black and white. I agree. I don't think that I honestly agree. All because I see it as black and white doesn't mean it is. So, yeah. Oh, sorry. Hmm. Interesting take. Interesting take. Oh, hello, Steve. You guys didn't catch the last. So I took a clip out of one of the last panel discussions that Steve Jordan was on the panel, and we had this exchange that I thought was really like sound. So I clipped that up. That's the last clip I've done. So if you want to check that out, Steve is great. There is freedom of choice, but no free will. Will is conditional, not free. Hmm. 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 I see. This is interesting to hear, and thank you for the super chat. This is interesting to hear everyone's perspective, because it's like everyone might say yes, but for different reasons, or no for different reasons, or maybe for different reasons. What is salvation if there's no free choice in loving God? What are human rights if there's no? We have no choices otherwise. It's like, I will say that I did bring that up to the man I was talking to because he's married, and I said, you know, if would you want your wife to have free will or the choice to marry you because she loves you, or do you would or does it would it bother you to know your wife like doesn't love you, but she was chosen just to be your wife, and she really it was no want on her end. Obviously, he made a case where he knows his wife loves him and everything, but it's like without choice, there's no accountability to me. Like then it's like almost like then why do we jail people if they are predestined to be? I'm not gonna say the word because this algorithm on YouTube is off the chain. Like they will ding for anything, but you get what I'm saying. When someone doesn't act, when someone is no longer living, if those people are predestined to be those types of people, then why are they jailed? Like why do you even get mad at people for doing something harmful to you, or saying some sly remark or anything? And that's actually a case that Sam Harris made, but he didn't make it in that way. He made it obviously in favor with his point of view, where he said free will, like the weight of knowing that there isn't any free will takes the weight off of, more or less, and I'm paraphrasing, so if anyone knows what he said, then correct me. But what I can remember him saying, like I'm paraphrasing him saying, like knowing there isn't free will and that we don't necessarily choose, but it's predestined, the choice is predestined for us. He says takes the weight off of like hate. Like someone doing something, stepping on your shoes, or like even someone like pushing you on purpose, or not waiting, I don't know, you run the elevator and someone might be rude, I don't know. And he feels like, okay, this is like I can like separate you from the action because the action happened before you were even here, if that makes sense. The action was going to happen. You're just the body doing it, but you're not this is all planned. But it's almost like that right there is free choice. Like that right there, Sam Harris is okay. I'm not challenge like for me to even, I'm challenging Sam. Like, come on. But like just the idea to me and how I'm thinking, Sam Harris is choosing to believe there is no free will. To me, I know that might sound not thought out properly, I guess, but that's what I'm thinking. Mm, um, Yes, we have a will, but it isn't free. Oh, okay, I see. I don't get what that means. Yes, we have a will, and I don't understand what that means. We have a will, but it isn't free. We jail we jail people to discourage certain behavior and as a means for emotional satisfaction as I see it. But you can't discourage behavior. If there is no free will, you cannot discourage a predestined behavior. That's going to happen. So it doesn't matter if you jail people to like, we want you to make a better choice. No, the choice is made. And Ronnie, I'm not going after you. Thank you for sending this in. I'm just bouncing an idea off of what you said. Hmm. Sam is predestined to not believe in it. You're freely choosing not to. Hmm. Hmm. So are you saying both exist or are you being tongue in cheek? Like, maybe. Oh my. Freedom doesn't exist in New York City. JJ, I, uh, I'm just gonna leave that alone. I lived in New York. Um, what time is it? I can't be on here forever. Oh, it's only that. Okay, I have like 30 or 15 minutes. I'm gonna just. So is this okay? And people are bringing in stuff. Okay, someone said free will doesn't exist, but we are better off pretending like it does. Hmm. I've heard this too. I've heard that a lot. My question is, and now I want to know. This is my question because a lot of people often ask, um, how do you get on American Shade to do panel discussions? One, when we do live panels, everyone can get on. I mean, I do a link at the end and you can come on and I'm going to put this up as I talk. The confusion comes from the fact that we are within time. God is outside of time. To God, we're a done deal. To us, we're living in a world. Hmm. Hmm. Interesting. Hmm. Okay. I'm gonna keep that up for a second. Super chats. Thank you for all the super chats. I appreciate it a lot. Um, so like I said, if this is a subject that is really, really, really interesting and you want to be a part of the discussion, you can. I think that's what I'm going to do. I don't want to just have it where I just talk to one person and then just post it and then that's it. Because this involves literally everyone. All the things that I talk about involves everyone, but this is like moral compass level, not even moral compass level. I won't say that. Well, it kind of does govern how you move in the world. So we can say morals, whatever. But or it has a lot to say on how I don't know. I'm not going to say anything. I'll just say this. I want everyone to have a chance to speak. I don't always want to just get like 8 experts on a subject, so to speak, or like 8 people that might have a platform and to just talk. I do want to get you guys involved and you guys can, whether that's Q&A and you jump on the live and you just join the panel, or if okay, I don't know how to get anyway. Let's see what else. I don't know. I'm rambling, sorry, because there's so many things I have to do today, but I want to do this. First, I want to know, would you guys want to see a panel where subscribers are on the panel? And would you do it? Would you actually come on? Because people are like, oh, I would love to see subscribers on the panel, or, but when I have the link for people to come on, I mean, people do come on, but last time there was like maybe 2 people that came on. So you have to come on and be able to talk, and not to say you have to be an expert, but just be able to like logically explain your point, be concise. Um, and you don't have to have no degree. Like you don't have to have no degree, no whatever. Just you are a human on this earth, and I'm just interested in everyone. Okay, so we have yes, awesome, yes, yeah, okay, okay. I mean, I get that. This wouldn't be happening. Oh, awesome. This would not happen soon. Okay, so the next thing I want to say is I'm going to be having a conversation. The next content that you will see on American Shade, if I don't do something before this, is a conversation with a woman named Africa Brooke. Does anyone know who she is? I know she's very popular. She's a Black woman and living in London, and she's internationally known. She has a big following on Instagram. She doesn't have Twitter, I don't think. She doesn't do YouTube, but she, is she does a lot of things. She has a podcast, she's a spiritual advisor. She's been on this whole journey of not exactly like mine, obviously, but like this heterodox, unorthodox thing where she's challenged her own ideas, and she's realized like, oh, I was an echo chamber. Now I'm not. Now I'm like getting to know myself. Now I'm like separating myself from these identities that I used to lean on. She used to, you could say, I don't want to say she despised Jordan Peterson, but she used to not like him. And then she said she started to really listen to him and stop listening to like people's opinions of him, and realize like he has sound advice and like all this stuff. So we're going to have a conversation with her, and it's going to be really good. And I have another podcast. I'm going to be having some other podcast people on that's interviewed me, and we're just going to have a discussion on why we have podcasts, what we've learned with having conversations with people, what we regret, do we even want to keep doing this, what we love, what we hate, the best conversation we had with someone, the worst. No, I'm kidding. We're not going to do the worst. But I'll put this up. I'm just going to put this super chats up. And okay, I believe we have free will in a way. A prisoner has free will or freedom. It's just very limited and restricted. Someone said free will is an illusion. I'm not going to read that whole thing. Okay. Free will is an illusion. Yeah, I heard that. But anyway, so I just want to say that. So that's coming. And I don't know if everyone caught the CRT panel discussion. I'm also going to be doing a conversation with one of the women on there. Her name's Alma Cook. She was on the anti-CRT side. And one thing that stood out about her, one, we've been following each other on Twitter, but she loves Lauryn Hill. I love Lauryn Hill. She's very much like, I can tell she can handle herself, if you know what I'm saying. Like, she has no problem standing up for her opinion, but she doesn't feel the need to be cocky or arrogant or like attack people. And she believes in loving your enemy, and loving your enemy has a lot to do with your character more than just being nice or kind. And I fall in that philosophy of loving your enemy. A lot of the time for me, it is about, loving your enemy and everything, but it's about like, because I'm not going to let you get me off my square. Like, you're not going to change how I operate. And also by loving you back when you're giving me hate. If I give you love, I'm giving you no excuse to hate me. And directly or indirectly, it inserts your subconscious in your mind with guilt to think about what you're doing and not to do it to other people. So we're going to be diving deep into that topic because it's very, very like Oh, love your enemy. Wow, that's weak. No, loving your enemy is actually very hard. Not easy. But anyway, yes, heap of coal. Yeah, that's in the Bible. I don't know if you're Christian, so, but like, yes, that's the scripture about why you should love your enemies. You have this heaping coals around their mind. I'm paraphrasing, not a theologian, but it's like you then set their, in a sense, hearts on fire. Like, oh, I feel so bad. Like you don't make them feel bad with rude words and evilness or anything. No, you allow what they just spewed out to then not back, well, yeah, backfire on them in a sense. Or they realize, dang, I'm off. Dang, I messed up. I need to apologize, or I need to oh yeah, Lauren Hill gang. Yes, Paul, for sure. Okay, guys, so I'm gonna get off this. First, I'm gonna show this super chat. Oh, thank you for sending that, Fitness Solutions. You're awesome. This person's like, I'm not giving a comment. I'm just gonna give you support. Thank you. I appreciate it. Um, yeah. People learn how to live by being loved. Yeah. It's such a hard thing too. I'm sorry. It's a hard thing to do. And it's literally only because I really want to do more of a deep dive into my past. Um, but I've given a lot on that, I think, but maybe one day I'm gonna do a little bit more because I used to be that person that people needed to love me because I was not a kind person at all. But I mean, for me, it took God to change this heart. It took God to, so much so. This is, I mean, you guys see this tattoo, and just for the record, because people always ask, I mean, oh my gosh, this might be like on the top 5 questions I get daily. What is this on your hand? This is Yahweh in Hebrew. I got this because of, I really, after the first year I got sober is when I got this tattoo. That's why I have this tattoo right there. One, it's unabashedly, I want to showcase my faith in some way where it's not like in your face, because what it does is unbeknownst to me, it opens up a great conversation. People will see my tattoo and be like, is that Hebrew? Yeah. What does it mean? God. Why? Oh, because I believe in God. Oh, when did you start believing in God? These people, they might be Christian or not, but it just starts that conversation for me just to organically tell my story. Also, I have a scripture here that says Romans 12:2, and I got that the second year I was sober, on my, I think, 25th birthday, I think. And this is the scripture about your mind transforming, and like, let me get the scripture. I'm over here. I know you guys are like, how are you going to have I know what it is. I just don't want to misspeak. Let's see. Yeah. Well, this is the NIV version. NIV version doesn't hit as hard as King James. I'm sorry. Okay, the NIV version says, do not conform to the pattern of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Then you will be able to test and approve what God's will is, his good and pleasing and perfect will. And I got this way before this whole journey of how I transformed my mind on a spiritual level, then on like a level just living in this human body. But I now see the more significance of this, of how you do have to transform your mind. Like, your mind is everything. Your mind is why you think what you think, do what you do. It is who you are. And once I realized that, really realized that, man, it's everything's a mental game. It's a mental game. That's why I'm like, yeah, like I've suffered through life, and yeah, I've gone through a lot. Trust me, I've gone through a lot. It doesn't matter though. my mind is like, if I'm determined to do this thing, I'm going to do it. I don't care if there's any type of barrier in my way. I don't care. I really don't. Sometimes, you do all you can and it might not happen, but you still learn something from it. The suffering, you still learn from that journey. But it takes hard work. It's not nothing like, oh, I can just do it. No, it's a lot of hard work. And you guys know this. Like, I'm just talking at this point. This has nothing to do um with uh, oh, when will good question. So, and I'm assuming you mean the panel on this free will. That I will announce, but it will definitely be next month, and it'll probably have to be the end. I don't want it to be the end of the month. It'll be in September, probably mid-September. And because even though I'm teaching a class, I'm also taking on something else that's writing based, some journalism on the side. Also, I still do freelance pieces. Um, and then I'm doing American Shade, and and I do other things too, that has to do with journalism and writing and stuff. So I just realized, like, I can balance it all. I'm really venting a lot to you guys. Sometimes I get overwhelmed. Sometimes I overthink things. Sometimes I think if an idea isn't good enough, I don't want to say, like, do it. I don't want to produce something that I'm like, yeah, this might be the popular thing to be talking about now. And it might get some views or it might get some whatever. But if I organically don't feel a passion to speak about it, I don't think it's going to produce anything fruitful for anyone if I'm over here like only doing something for views. I don't know if you guys can tell, I don't do things for views. Like, I don't like the CRT thing I did, not because it was the wave, but because I saw such a polarizing, toxic environment where I wanted people just to come together and realize that you have a lot more in common than you don't. But that's another subject. I'm over time. I have to go. But thank you all for joining this live. And this discussion will happen. There's going to be a podcast with Africa Brooke. There's going to be and this is all on YouTube episode with 2 other podcasters where we talk about why the heck we're doing this. And then Alma Cook is going to come on. We're going to talk about loving your enemy, and it's going to be deep. It's going to, and then I think, sorry, I'm reading all of these comments. But anyway, yeah. I just lost track. This happens a lot. Oh yeah. And then free will, this is happening. So just tune in. If you're not subscribed, subscribe. The notifications, hit the bell. And I'm saying that because people say they miss my videos. You have to hit the bell. You really do. I know you hear that from every YouTuber and it's annoying. Trust me, I know. But that's how you will know when all of these things are happening. So yeah, I love you guys. You guys are awesome. I appreciate all of you. Thank you for the super chats, and thank you for my Patreons. You guys have no idea how much I am amazed at my Patreons, because you guys are solely my Patreons to support me to make content on here. And you guys are just like, hey, whatever you post in here is whatever you post, but we just believe in what you're doing, and we just want you to be encouraged to keep producing stuff. You guys don't understand how much that means to me. And you guys are the MVPs, and it means a lot. So yeah, anyway, peace, love, less shade, and I will talk to you soon. Goodbye.